அவர்கள் ஒரு சிலரே, அந்த ஒரு சிலரில் நம்முடைய அன்பு சகோதரர் திரு எம் ராஜாராம் ஐஏஎஸ் அவர்கள் வருகிறார்கள்.
I've been Secretary Information Department for 5 years, so I deem it as a pleasure to be in your midst and share a few words. But unfortunately, I had a very pressing commitment after accepting this function. So you have to forgive me for leaving immediately after my speech. Initially, I planned to speak in Tamil, but in view of to 1982, when I was in the Education Department, they approached me for organizing some seminars and exhibitions. I thought it was a God-sent gift. Since then, my cooperation and support to them was really, I cherish it as a God-sent gift. On this occasion, I deeply salute the great services rendered by sisters and brothers of Brahma Kumaris. If the world is better today, it is mainly because of the sincere and dedicated services rendered by such brothers and sisters and many other service organizations. We talk about Saint Teresa of Calcutta, but here we find so many Teresas rendering immensely valuable services. There is always a longing in the heart of all of us for peace and love. We have been seeking this satisfaction through our relationships with many people and with the material world. However, as the complexity of these relationships have increased, so have our worries. Today, many feel trapped in a web of increased efforts but decreased satisfaction. A time-honored method for sidestepping this vicious cycle is to explore the spiritual dimension. That is why we have today assembled here. The institution of Brahma Kumaris has about more than 10,000 educational centers in about 140 countries spanning the 5 continents. APJ Abdul Kalam became something very unique and mystic about this place called Mount Abu. In our lifetime, at least once, we should visit this place and get spiritual experience. And since then, I had many postings, Commissioner of Tourism, and in that program, we had a session on succeeding by failing. The fear of failure stops challenges. The seminar taught us the disguised opportunities. Calamities become opportunities. Collaboration with failure lead for success. With success stories and life examples filled with practical copies, scene by scene, dialogue by dialogue, and astrophysics. We have invasion because of many other troubles. We have lost our Western mathematics, Western heroes. As a result, however brilliant our students are, totally British or American or Canadian. They are good for only exports. We have failed to Rana Pratap Singh and many other heroes. Our world on par with Homer and Shakespeare. We can see the Buddhist philosophy are the best in the world, but they are not aware of history. Similarly, the British, the Americans know about the history, Raja Yoga meditation of Brahma Kumaris, the art of So I have written a number of books. I cherish my translation of Thirukkural forward.
கருணாஜி அவர்கள் இந்த நினைவு பரிசினை கடவுள் ஒளியானவர் என்பதை காட்டும் இந்த படத்தினை அவர்களுக்கு நினைவு பரிசாக வழங்குகிறார்கள்.
ஜோதியாய் என் சீல தந்தை பிரம்மத்தின் விதையாய் அழுகின்ற விந்தை மௌனத்தை களைத்தோரு மந்திரம் சொன்னாய் மரணத்தை வென்றிடும் மார்க்கத்தை தந்தாய் அக்கண்ணை திறந்து நீ அருகினில் அழைத்தாய்
டாக்டர் ஏ சூரிய பிரகாஷ் சேர்மன் மேலும் வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய சிறப்பு விருந்தினர்களுக்கு பூச்செண்டு மற்றும் பேட்ஜஸ் வழங்கப்படுகின்றன. நல்லா கைத்தட்டலாமே நம்ம எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து. எனவே இந்த அற்புதமான ஒரு மீட்டிங், அதாவது இந்த மாநாடு, சிறப்புமிக்க மாநாடு, எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவ்லி ஃபார் மீடியா பர்சன்ஸ் என்பது ஒரு சிறப்புமிக்க ஒரு அம்சமாக விளங்குகிறது. ஆகவே உங்கள் அனைவரையும் மற்றும் மேடையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய சிறப்புமிக்க நம்முடைய விருந்தினர்களையும் வரவேற்பது பிரம்மகுமாரிகளுடைய
இந்த விழாவிற்கு முக்கியமாக வருகை புரிந்துள்ள, மேடையில் அமர்ந்துள்ள எங்களுடைய ஆன்மீக சகோதரர்கள், தெய்வீக சகோதரர்கள் அனைவருக்கும், இந்த துறையை சேர்ந்தவர்களும் சந்தோஷமும் நல்ல ஆரோக்கியமும் இந்த ஈஸ்வரிய விஸ்வ வித்யாலயத்தின் சார்பில், அனைத்து சகோதர சகோதரர்களின் சார்பில் நான் மனதார வருக வருக என்று அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றேன். காகவே தொலைதூரத்திலிருந்து, டெல்லியிலிருந்து, தலைநகரத்திலிருந்து பல அலுவல்கள் இருந்த பொழுதிலும் அதையெல்லாம் கூட ஒதுக்கி வைத்துவிட்டு நம பாரதி டெல்லி டாக்டர் ஏ சூரிய பிரகாஷ் அவர்களையும்
Yes, friends, the huge tree of Brahma Kumaris which we see today, having 9,500 branches in 147 countries. The story began in 1936 when the seeds of spirituality was sown in Hyderabad, a part of undivided India. It was all through the divine inspirations of Almighty God, through the human medium of Prajapita Brahma. And as the seeds are sown, we all know the roots start growing. It's all underground, but they are very powerful.
To speak about the media wing services of Brahma Kumaris, actually this conference has been organized by the media wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation, which is a sister organization of Brahma Kumaris. And today I am overwhelmed with happiness. Why? Because I am seeing the journalist friends, journalist colleagues in huge numbers. They are attending this conference of spiritual nature. And it's a great positive through different kinds of socialization, different kinds of social, moral, and educational teachings. So this institution, being socio-spiritual value educational organization of international eminence, it has media persons, because if media persons are healthy, if media persons are empowered, then the message they convey, the way, the manner in which they convey the message can be very powerful, very influential, and can create the positive impact, the desired impact on the minds and the lives of people.
National newspapers, and then most of my time as a UNI, United News of India, for 26 years. As you know, we had only one channel, television channel in India, Doordarshan, and I had an opportunity to serve with the people of electronic media, and the first channel which came, Z, where I had an opportunity to bring the spirituality first time on a television. And today, you know, we have so many channels, and one of my friend is going to bring about 800 channels from India. We call it as IPTV. But competition within ourselves. Not we say, you know, and you know the social media, it is not going to wait 24 hours like Twitter, and they should be aware of it. And each one is, so what has to do with Brahma Kumaris, with all that? Yes.
பிரசார் பாரதி குடும்பத்தின் சார்பில் வாழ்த்துகள். ராஜயோகினி பிரம்மகுமாரி பீனா, ராஜயோகினி பிரம்மகுமாரி கலாவதி, Rajayogi Karuna, and all the other distinguished persons on the dais, my media friends, ladies and gentlemen, and brothers and sisters of the very noble Brahma Kumari family. Sir, Madam, it's actually probably the first time I'm addressing such a huge gathering of media and journalists, and I take this opportunity to convey my very best wishes and greetings to all my media friends. I have been in the media for 45 years now, both in print and television, beginning with the Indian Express in 1971 in Bangalore. And of course, one of my unforgettable and also unpleasant experiences in this whole phase has been the phase during the emergency when the media was gagged. But this is not the matter of discussion today, so I'll get down to the issue at hand. It is heartening to note that the media wing of Prajapati Brahma Kumaris SHRI Vishwavidyalaya, an international socio-spiritual and educational organization, has organized this one-day national media conference on value-based media for a healthy and happy society. I would say, sir, that this conference is happening actually at a very appropriate time because there is a lot of strife in the world now, and much of that strife we get to see in media also. Media has changed a lot. It is not the mainstream media that you knew. The media that I came into was basically print media. You had All India Radio and you had newspapers. Then came the electronic media, and now you have the social media. And then you have this rat race for TRPs, and as a result of that rat race, there's a lot happening in media which is not a very happy thing. So it's an honor and privilege for me to be invited to this organization, to this August event, and to inaugurate the conference, which is being attended by over 1,000 mass media professionals from all over Tamil Nadu and other parts of India. The topic and subjects chosen to be deliberated in different sessions of the conference are not only apt and relevant for journalists and media today, but also in consonance with the principles and objectives of the Brahma Kumaris, whose continued efforts for restoration of core values and ethical code of conduct in all professions is known to everybody. Since mass media wields enormous influence on the thinking, opinion, and lifestyle of public in general, inner empowerment and value orientation of media professionals is imperative. I'll dwell on this a little later. as to how it is all the more critical in today's context. Before that, I'll just take a few minutes to talk about Prasar Bharati. You know, after independence for about 50 years, both All India Radio and Doordarshan were virtually departments of the Government of India. Then came the emergency during 75-77 period, when the government of the day was accused of completely, virtually strangling free media. Then there were journalists like B.G. Varghese and others who took up this issue of separating All India Radio and Doordarshan from the union government. That debate started in the late 70s, and then eventually it resulted in Parliament passing what is known as the Prasar Bharati Act. This act came into being in 1977, and Parliament said that henceforth All India Radio and Doordarshan will become part of an autonomous media corporation called Prasar Bharati, or the Broadcasting Corporation of India. That is how Prasar Bharati came into being. And while doing so, Parliament has given Prasar Bharati a lot of important responsibilities. It has said that Prasar Bharati must function in a manner which will strengthen the unity and integrity of India. This is a very major responsibility given to Prasar Bharati. We are also mandated to respect the diversity of India. Actually, India is probably the most diverse nation in the world, be it race, religion, caste, ethnicity, or culture, or whatever it is. And therefore, as a public service broadcaster, we have a great responsibility to respect that diversity and to promote the different cultures and languages in the country. It is the government's declared, so the statement of objects and reasons of the Prasar Bharati Act said that it is the government's declared policy to confer autonomy on Akashvani and Doordarshan, thereby ensuring that they function in a fair, objective and creative manner. The intention is that the proposed corporation shall function as a genuinely autonomous body, innovative, dynamic and flexible, with a high degree of credibility. It must function in a democratic manner which enriches our democratic traditions and institutions, being responsible to the people and Parliament of India, and keeping in mind the variegated traditions, languages and cultures of the country. It is an undisputed fact that Doordarshan and All India Radio